Have you noticed that planning a vacation now feels more stressful than exciting? Flights cost more, hotels cost more, food costs more, and even budget trips don't feel very budget anymore. What used to be a once-a-year getaway is now starting to feel like a luxury. And the craziest part? It's not just because of one single problem. There are multiple forces working together behind the scenes that keep pushing prices higher year after year. From global inflation and airline algorithms to overcrowded destinations and new travel taxes, the cost of traveling is rising in ways most people never really think about. So today, we're breaking down the real reasons why travel keeps getting more expensive, and why this trend probably isn't going away anytime soon. Point 1. Global inflation and rising operating costs. One of the biggest reasons travel keeps getting more expensive is simple. Everything costs more to run. Airlines rely heavily on fuel, maintenance, airport, fees, and staff salaries, all of which have increased significantly over the years. Hotels face higher costs for electricity, water, cleaning supplies, food services, and employee wages. Tour companies and transportation providers also deal with increased insurance and regulatory expenses. When businesses face higher operating costs, they don't absorb them forever. They pass them on to customers. That means higher ticket prices, higher room rates, and higher tour costs. Even small increases across dozens of cost categories add up to noticeable price jumps for travelers. Inflation also affects food prices, attraction tickets, and public transportation, which raises the daily cost of being in a destination. So even if your flight price stayed the same, your overall trip would still cost more than it did a few years ago. In short, rising global costs ripple through the entire travel industry, and travelers end up paying for nearly all of it. Point 2. Demand is higher than ever. Another major reason prices keep rising is that more people are traveling than ever before. As middle classes grow in many countries, millions of new travelers are entering the tourism market each year. On top of that, people are prioritizing experiences over material things, choosing trips instead of buying cars or gadgets. After long periods when travel was restricted, many people now feel an urgency to explore while they can, which increases competition for limited seats and hotel rooms. But airlines can't instantly add more planes, and hotels can't magically build new rooms overnight. When demand grows faster than supply, prices naturally increase. Popular destinations get booked months in advance, and last-minute deals are becoming rare. Events, festivals, and peak seasons push prices even higher. Basically, more people are chasing the same number of travel spots, and that drives costs upward. Until infrastructure expands significantly, which takes many years, demand will continue to push travel prices higher. Point 3. Smart pricing algorithms. Today, travel pricing is controlled by powerful algorithms that constantly adjust prices in real time. Airlines and booking platforms track demand, browsing behavior, location, booking history, seasonality, and even how often you search for the same flight. If demand spikes or the system thinks you're very likely to book, prices often go up. Hotels and rental platforms use similar systems, increasing prices automatically when occupancy rises or events are happening nearby. This means pricing is no longer just based on simple costs. It's based on what people are willing to pay at that moment. Two people searching for the same flight at different times can see completely different prices. These systems are extremely good at maximizing profits, which means cheaper prices disappear quickly. Over time, this pushes average prices upward because companies are constantly testing the highest amount customers will accept. As these technologies become more advanced, it becomes harder to consistently find true bargains, and overall pricing trends continue moving higher. Point 4. More taxes and hidden fees. Even when base ticket prices seem reasonable, extra fees quietly increase the final cost of travel. Airports charge passenger facility fees, security fees, and infrastructure improvement fees. Governments add tourism taxes, hotel occupancy taxes, and departure taxes. Airlines charge for baggage, seat selection, meals, and even carry-on items in some cases. Cruise ports and cities often charge docking fees and visitor taxes. Many destinations now add environmental or sustainability charges as well. Individually, these fees might not seem huge, but combined they can add hundreds of dollars to a single trip. And because many of these fees are added after the advertised price, travelers often don't realize how expensive the trip really is until checkout. Over time, governments and local authorities rely more on tourism revenue, so new fees are introduced instead of removed. This turns travel into a layered cost system where you pay multiple institutions for the same trip, steadily pushing total expenses higher each year. Point 5. Sustainability and environmental regulations. As climate concerns grow, the travel industry is being pressured to reduce its environmental impact. Airlines are investing in more fuel-efficient aircraft, sustainable aviation fuel, and carbon offset programs. Cruise companies are upgrading ships to meet stricter emission standards. Hotels are investing in renewable energy, waste management systems, and water conservation technology. While these changes are important for long-term environmental protection, they are expensive to implement. Those costs eventually get built into ticket prices and room rates. In addition, some countries now require airlines and travel companies to participate in emissions trading programs or carbon taxes, which further increases operational expenses. Travelers may also see added green fees or environmental charges at destinations trying to protect natural resources. In the short term, making travel more sustainable often makes it more expensive. While these investments benefit future generations, today's travelers are helping fund that transition through higher prices. Point 6. Fewer budget options and less competition. Budget travel options are shrinking in many regions. Some low-cost airlines have shut down, merged, or reduced routes, while others have shifted toward charging for nearly every service. Small, family-owned hotels are being replaced by larger chains or short-term rentals with higher pricing models. When competition decreases, companies gain more pricing power. Fewer airlines on a route means higher fares. Fewer budget hotels in a city means higher nightly rates. Even hostels in popular destinations are now charging prices that were once associated with mid-range hotels. Without strong competition to push prices down, companies can raise rates while still filling seats and rooms. Over time, this pushes the entire market upward. Travelers who once relied on budget options now find themselves paying mid-range prices for basic services, making affordable travel harder to find. Point 7. Overtourism and capacity limits. Many famous destinations are actively limiting tourism to protect local communities and historical sites. Cities are restricting short-term rentals, limiting cruise ship arrivals, and capping daily visitor numbers at popular attractions. While these policies improve quality of life for residents and reduce environmental damage, they also reduce the number of available accommodations and tour slots. When supply is limited but demand remains high, prices rise. Fewer hotel rooms and fewer visitor permits mean travelers must compete more for access. In some places, only higher-spending tourists can realistically afford to visit. Destinations are also shifting toward quality over quantity tourism strategies, intentionally attracting fewer but wealthier visitors. This approach boosts local revenue but makes trips more expensive for average travelers. As more destinations adopt these policies, travel becomes less accessible and more costly, especially in popular cities and natural attractions. Point 8. Currency fluctuations and economic instability. Even if prices in a destination stay stable, travelers can still spend more because of currency exchange rates. When your home currency weakens, hotels, food, transport, and shopping all feel more expensive. Political shifts, economic slowdowns, and inflation differences between countries can make a cheap destination suddenly feel mid-range. Hidden fees like conversion or card charges add even more to the cost. These financial changes are out of your control, but they strongly influence how affordable a trip feels, making international travel increasingly unpredictable and expensive over time. So while it may feel like travel is getting more expensive for no reason, the truth is that it's being shaped by inflation, technology, environmental changes, government policies, and global demand. These forces aren't going away anytime soon, which means smart planning matters more than ever. Choosing flexible dates, exploring less crowded destinations, and booking strategically can still help you travel without breaking the bank. if you want more tips on how to travel smarter and save money. While doing it, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the next video on screen right now. Your next adventure might be closer and cheaper than you think.